Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today I am doing my makeup and chatting. I feel like it's been forever since I've done this, and I kind of just talk your ear off about just a lot about like just where I've been, where my mindset has been, and what I've personally just been going through. It's nothing that serious. It's just going through some things. Anytime I tend to go through and open up about just different struggles I'm going through or whatever, you guys seem to relate, and I get a lot of messages from you guys saying that you're going through very similar things. So I thought I would open up today and just share a little bit more. I feel like I've been going through just a journey, and so I'm gonna get into that in the video, but I'm also using a lot of new makeup, a new eyeshadow palette, new foundation, primer, lip products, just a lot of new things, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's just a very nice, fun, fresh, summery look, and I'm excited for you to see the skin products because I love the way my face looks right now. I hope you guys like this. Thank you for bearing with me over the last few months, quite a few months. And also a little side note, at some point when I'm doing my foundation or sometime in the beginning of the video, my battery died on my microphone. So the sound will be shitty for like a little bit, but then it'll get better. I replaced the battery, but yeah. Anyways, I hope you like this. Please subscribe and let's get started. I am burnt a little bit. I was out on the boat with my husband the other day and got some sun there. So I'm gonna try to work with that, cover it up a little bit. I thankfully don't have much on my face, although it is a little bit drier than usual. So I'm gonna be using this. This is from Rougher. It's the hydration cream. I think this is technically a face moisturizer, but my friend Amanda, okay, why does this not want to? There we go. My friend Amanda did my makeup the other day for her Instagram, and she used this on me, and she said she likes to use this as a face primer. So that's what we're going to be using it today as, and since my skin is a little bit drier right now, I think it will be perfect. And I think I'm going to bring this down my chest as well. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good to be getting some sun finally. I like just kind of, I don't know, I turn into a different person in the winter and the spring because our winter here pretty much goes all the way through April. So it's like finally when May and June come around, it's like I start to like become, I just come back to life. Super random, spur of the moment purchase. I picked up this Chanel foundation. I know it's so bougie. I don't even know. Oh, revitalizing foundation. Looks like this. I got the shade B30. Amanda used it on me in that video that we recorded together. And she said it's basically matched me perfectly. So hopefully it works right now with my pink skin. But I'm gonna be using this with my Fox 4 brush. My brush set is still available on Sigma's website. I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it or checked it out yet. But I created a brush set with Sigma, and this is one of my favorite brushes in the set. It's perfect for like all cream face products. So I'm gonna pump this on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna do one pump for now and work the brush into this and then work it in on my skin. Oh, that nostalgia, the smell of this foundation. So I used to use the By La Mer Aqua foundation from Chanel. One of my favorite foundations. I actually haven't used it in a long time, but this smells just like that one. Oh, so good. It's really pretty though. This looks like, it kind of reminds me of the Mcgrath foundation, which I'm actually completely out of. I need to order some more. It kind of reminds me of like a more matte version of that foundation. But yeah, it's been a bit since I've really filmed. The last couple of videos have been like, I don't know, I didn't even mean to like roll it out the way that I did, but they were created a while ago, like a couple months ago. I didn't intentionally mean to like take a break or anything, and it honestly truly didn't even feel like a break. I feel like I've been like playing catch up for the last like year. It's a really weird feeling. But I think the way that I can sum it up is that I'm just going through some changes. I don't exactly know. I filmed a video last week on this topic, but I was kind of in a hurry, and so I just kind of like word vomited everything out, and it didn't make sense, and I didn't even review the video. I'm just not going to post it because it's just such a simple look that I did, and I wasn't in a good mind. I'm still, I don't know. Whatever. I just feel, I don't know if it's about my age or the world or a combination, but I am just going through a major shift. It is, honestly, I've just been kind of like waiting to feel more like myself, and I still haven't. I just have come to terms with the fact that I think that this is like a new journey that I'm on, or whatever you want to call it. I feel like part of it is with everything happening in the world and with everything that happened the last couple of years, I felt like I've tried to get back to who I was in 2019. You know, I don't know, I just felt like more put together then. And everything happened the last couple of years, and so I felt like I'm like trying to get back to that normalcy of like who I am and whatever. And I think I'm just coming to the realization that that's not the goal anymore. Like, I shouldn't try to be back to that person. What's fucking awesome. I cannot. Okay, sorry. I lost my train of thought. My microphone battery just drained, and I just replaced it. I thought that I replaced it with a new battery, but I clearly replaced it with an old battery. So if the audio was messed up, my apologies. I totally forgot what I was saying. But yeah, I also turned 30 at the end of 2021, and I think with that, I kind of put this pressure on myself to feel a certain way. It sounds so ridiculous every time I think about it or say it out loud, but yeah, I just sort of like felt like, okay, you're a certain age now. You should feel more comfortable in your skin, know who you are, be on the right track, and whatever. I don't know. I just put all of these ideas in my head, and because I wasn't feeling those ways, the ways that I was telling myself I should feel, then I started to overthink everything, and it's just been like an ongoing journey since like, I would say like fall of last year. By the way, I just used the Catrice True Skin High Cover Concealer. This is in the color 20 Warm Beige. I haven't used this in so long. I actually haven't done my makeup much at all in the last like 6 months. What do I want to use? Oh, I was going to use the Beauty Blender today, but here we are. Too late. I'm going to use my Sigma F03 brush for concealer. But yeah, I deleted my TikTok app this morning. I've actually had that deleted since 2020. And then a couple months ago, a few people convinced me to get back on it. I was convinced to start creating content on there. And it's just not for me. I just realized it's not for me, at least not right now, maybe in the future. But then I just got caught up on the app, and I just don't like it. I mean, I like it. That's why I get caught up in it. But I don't like the mindless scrolling, zoning out, not being present in life, and just like being sucked into an app where it's just like instant gratification constantly. My husband and I were watching this new show. I don't even remember what it was, but we turned it on, and I wasn't interested in the first like 5 minutes. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so slow moving. I can't get into this. And then I realized it's because of, I think, stuff like social media apps like TikTok and stuff like that, where you need your attention grabbed like that. And it's like we're being conditioned to be so captivated so fast and drawn in. And if we're not, we just move on. And I just believe there's so much more beauty and importance on delayed gratification. And so the last like week I was thinking, you know what, let me just delete this app because I'm finding that I'm getting more negative out of it than positive. So I deleted it, and I feel great. I feel great. I've been thinking about it all week. And the fact that I even have to think about it for that long was like, okay, this is not a healthy situation. I've been thinking of actually deleting all of my social media apps off of my phone, but anytime I want to post, just go like on the website and post. You know, I don't know. Just been thinking about it because I want to use social media as a tool instead of using it as like a... Freaking love that concealer. Oh my gosh. That is such a nice concealer. I forget about it because it rolled down to the bottom of my concealer drawer there. I'm going to be going through all my makeup soon, probably this week. I've said that like 2 months ago. I'm going to do it this week. I need to, because I just have way too much makeup. It's unnecessary. I need to get rid of it. I need to throw out the old stuff and just kind of start fresh. I'm ready for a fresh start. I'm ready for a change. I'm just feeling it. Really quick, gonna go in with bronzer. I don't know which one. I just got these two at Ulta the other day. I have the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in Tan Lines, and then I have the Anastasia Cream Bronzer in Golden Tan. I don't know which one I want to use. La, 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 la. I'm gonna go with this one just because I've got it open. I'm gonna be using the Smith 157 brush. Start stippling it here. Ooh, that's nice. It's kind of like a, I would say like a cream to powder sort of formula. So it's creamy, but then like disperses more of like a powdery matte finish, which is nice, especially if you have more oily skin like I do. Even though my skin is more dry right now, once I apply all of this makeup, it will get oily. But yeah, I'm actually gonna try a couple new techniques today because Amanda did my makeup for her video, and I just, you know, I'm gonna try some things that she did. But yeah, I kind of felt like I was going through, and still kind of feel like I'm going through just like not like a midlife crisis, but I don't know. I've gone like through so many thoughts about what I'm doing here on YouTube, especially. I used to put so much value in my work, or just like so much of my value I thought was in my work, where if I wasn't succeeding in a way that I wanted to work-wise, then I was a failure. And it's difficult when like all of these apps have all these algorithms, so then you put in all this effort and then like you find out like the majority of your followers that subscribe to you to see you aren't even seeing the content. It gets very frustrating. And I don't know, I just kind of started to feel like, what is my purpose? I kind of just have felt very purposeless. This feels like a very, look at me, look at my makeup, look at my fashion, blah, blah, blah. Just very self-absorbed category. And I never meant for it to be that, but it just started to feel that way. And just the last, I would say 9 months, I felt like, I don't know. It's like I can't even put it into words. I just feel weird. Like I just feel different, and I just can't explain it. And then part of me is like, well, right now, as I'm sitting here doing my makeup, I'm having fun. I'm enjoying this. So what is it? I think for a while, I just like didn't have any sort of like, I didn't do anything besides work. Especially a while ago, like when I first started doing YouTube, it was my life. I didn't work out. I didn't eat healthy. I ate horribly. And then all I did was wake up, work all day, edit, go to sleep, start the next day. And it was just a constant work mindset and like a hustle mindset. And then just over time, I've adopted more healthy habits, because that's not healthy at all. I think I started to just see what other people were doing, and then I was like, oh, well, they're doing that. I should be doing that too. But it never has really aligned with me. And so I've felt this struggle of like, well, now what? Like, what is my purpose? I don't feel like my purpose is to show you how to do makeup. I don't think that that's my purpose. And I still don't think I know what it is, like what my purpose is. I've put more of my priority on my physical, mental, and spiritual health the last few months. And I'm ready to get back into whatever this is and whatever it's going to look like. I don't think that I have a clue. It might be exactly what I was doing. I don't really know. I need to get back into some sort of routine to connect with you guys again and see just whatever the next step is, because I truly feel like I'm a different person than I was just a few months ago. I just feel like I'm really going through a lot of just like different changes, and it's really hard to even put it into words. I just think that I'm on the way of becoming more of who I'm supposed to be. So I don't know. That literally was me talking for like 10 minutes and not actually saying anything. But that is just why like it's taken me so long to even film something, because I just don't even know what it is that I have to say. I've just felt so, I've been in like a brain fog. So I don't know. I really don't know. But the last couple times that I've mentioned this, I've gotten so many messages from a lot of you saying that you feel the exact same way. You're kind of going through the same thing. You're going through some changes. You can't put your finger on it, but there's like a shift. And so I'm so glad I'm not alone. I'm sorry if you're feeling this way as well, because it can be a little unsettling. It can be a little scary because it's unknown and it's uncomfortable. But I just have, there we go. I had something on my face. I do have faith that feeling weird like this and feeling these shifts are good, because then whatever's after is like bigger and better and more meant to be. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's just what I've been going through. I feel like I've just been waiting for this like moment to come out on top at the end, and it just like hasn't happened yet. So I'm just sitting here kind of like a buoy in the water, just hanging out. Like I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just kind of moving along. Speaking of, I don't know. Throughout all of this, I decided to start a podcast back in the fall. And I think it was just like, oh, well, let me try this. Maybe this is like the next thing. And it just ended up being just so much at the time. Sorry, I was like coughing and now it looks like I'm crying. I'm not, I'm just coughing. I think I just took on too much at once, especially during a time where I began to feel not myself. So I've gotten a few questions about like the podcast and if I'm doing it anymore and what's going on with it. Truly, I don't know. I would love to start it back up again. That would be a huge goal of mine, but I just have to like figure out my life and then see where that goes. But yeah, that's just basically the gist in a nutshell. Where I've been, how I've been feeling, all that good stuff. I freaking love that bronzer. Everything I just put on my face, from the primer to the foundation, concealer, cream bronzer, I'm loving it. I think it all looks really, really natural and just beautimous. Let's see here. What do I want to use next? I'm gonna pick up a random brush. This is a double-ended one from Sigma. It came in their, what's it called? It came in like a little eyeshadow palette that they had. I think I'm just gonna pick up the fluffy side and just go for it on my nose. Let's see where this leads me. That looks like diarrhea on my nose, right? That's not the vibe. Diarrhea. So I don't know, back to like the whole value thing. Then I kind of start to think about how when I did more like how-to stuff, I mean, that was valuable. People were learning how to do that, and maybe that's part of what I need to get back to. Here's what. In the world that we're living in, there's so many more important things that I care about than doing makeup. Clearly, there's more things going on that are more important than how to apply your eyeshadow and how to contour your face. And so I feel like my mindset has been more in those things. Just personally, like I don't publicly go on and talk about like all the things going on in the world, because I truly want to be an escape from those things. And just so that when you come to my page, it's like, let me just erase what's going on in the world for just like 15 minutes and just like, you know what I mean? Just zone out for a little bit. And now too, I've kind of felt like with the rise of TikTok and how fast like you can just like go viral overnight, people can make careers out of that. I think it's incredible. But then part of me at the same time, which maybe this is just like a negative view of it, it's like, damn, I've like worked my fucking ass off for almost 10 years. And YouTube's gonna do us dirty? Like, give us the algorithm that TikTok has. You know what I mean? It's like now in this day and age of just like fast, quick, whatever, it's like I'm almost just retreating from it. And I wanna just go back to just like, let me just post an outfit of the day video. You know what I mean? But then I flip-flop and I'm like, but that's not valuable. This is what she used for my cream blush. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Complexion Brush. It's like this flat, tiny little brush. So I want to try that for my blush because that's what she used. I'm using the Anastasia Nectarine Stick Blush. I swatched this the other day and it looks like the most glorious shade of coral. So I'm going to pick it up here on this brush and just stipple it on to my cheeks. Topic shift. I want to start a garden. I really love cooking healthy foods and shopping locally. That's been like a huge goal of mine. And I never really wanted a garden, but lately, just the last like month or two, I was like, you know what, that would be actually really good for not only our health, but also the environment. And also just that whole like delayed gratification concept, just nurturing something, letting it grow and seeing it come to life, I think would be just a really good thing for me to do. I think we've gotten so disconnected from our food in general. So I've just tried to shop local as much as I can. So yeah, I'm kind of bringing this everywhere because I'm like red everywhere else in my body. So I'm just trying to balance everything out. Bring a little under here. I think too, a lot of social media, I didn't mean to, but I let it get to my head a little bit with what other people were posting. I can differentiate when something I see motivates me or makes me feel bad about myself. And most of the time it does motivate me, but sometimes that motivation will go from like, oh, I love what that person's doing, I also want to do something like that. And it can slowly slip into, I love what that person's doing, I want to do something like that. But I know if I do it, it's not going to be as good. So I think that's part of why I want to like delete all my apps. So I can just like stop caring at all what other people are doing on social media as far as like creating goes and get back to just like posting what I want, what I love. Because when I started posting, like that just wasn't a thing because so many people weren't even doing this. Like everyone was just in their own lane, doing their own thing. And I was just posting because I really enjoyed it. And I think that that whole aspect of it has made it so that I didn't want to anymore. Because I felt like I just wasn't good enough. And that was just all me putting it in my head. I'm going to set my face. I'm using the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. Amanda gave me this. I don't know where she got it from. I will have to ask her. It is a little powder puff. She also used the One Size face powder. My face looked so good when she did my makeup, and I think part of it was this technique. So if this works with my Laura Mercier powder, then I'll be good. I literally just got this not that long ago, so I don't need any new powders. But if it doesn't do the trick, I'm going to have to go buy that face powder because she says it's magic. Doot, doot, doot. Powders the face. She said it's something about like the powder with the poof. It just, I can kind of see it. It's like very smoothing. And I like barely got oily. It was like a really hot, humid day that she did my makeup. And I waited so long to take my makeup off and it didn't get that crazy oily. So there's that. That kind of gives you like a nice line for like nose contour. Look at that. I never just take it like that. I always do a more like motion, but we're trying something new today. Oh, but so I started kickboxing and about 3 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure I sprained my wrist. It's still just as swollen. I don't know why the swelling is just like not going down. I was kickboxing. I went in to do a hook and I went like this and I went, because I got lazy. And even now just doing that, that's when it hurts the most, is when I'm in this position. So I've learned to like deal with it, but I'm like, am I doing too much? Do I need to rest it? I maybe should go to a doctor. I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of, that's something that happened recently. This is this blush and highlighter palette from Mcgrath. This is the inside. So I'm gonna use this highlighter here. I'm gonna pop this on the cheekbones. I also just started Pilates. So I had been wanting to do it. It was kind of like in the back of my head, but I never really like really pursued it because I felt really good as it was with my weight training and then also kickboxing. But Amanda asked me if I wanted to go. There's a place decently close to my house, and I was like, let's just do it. I love it. It's a nice add-on for what I'm already doing, and I feel like it's very customizable to how to whatever your level is and whatever you need that day. So like, say I'm really tired, or not even tired, but just like I'm sore, I worked out really well, I can still go to Pilates and get a good stretch. Or if I hadn't worked out that day or haven't worked out all week, I can go to Pilates and up the intensity and get a good workout in. I just really have been enjoying it. I've been trying the different classes. I've now been going for like a week and a half, and I really, really like it. I asked one of the instructors if I could film when I'm there. She said she didn't know that I have to ask someone else. So I'm gonna ask somebody else to see, because I wanna start sharing more of that with you. I don't even wanna say like come back. I'm just ready for this next phase of life, whatever that looks like. I think even if I end up posting like the same stuff, it's just gonna feel different, just because I personally feel different. I just feel like a different individual. So I don't know. I'm just excited to do whatever it is that needs to be done. Do my eyebrows. They are decently freshly tinted. It's been a few days, but Amanda tinted them. She does such a good job. I mean, she should. She's a freaking esthetician wizard. So she knows what she's doing. I'm going to do a little brow. I'm going to do 3 and 4 from the Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit and fill in my brows. Also got a new Bible, which I'm really loving. I've actually never really like gotten into like reading the Bible as an adult. When I was a kid, I had to read the Bible because it was part of like my Sunday school homework. It just always felt like school to me. And then I always told myself, oh, well, like you'll get into it when you get older. You'll get into it when you get older. And I kind of just had this realization. It's like, girl, you are 30 years old and you do not have a routine with like your spirituality. Like I always pray and I always talk to God. And so I finally decided, you know what, now's the better time than any, really dive into my faith and get closer to God. So I got this Bible. It's the it's from Candace Cameron Bure and her collaboration with this one brand. But basically I got this one because in the back there's a help finder section, and I thought this would be perfect because how it works is like, say you're dealing with depression specifically, you can go to the letter D and find depression, and it puts the different scripture verses that talk about depression or whatever. I just put that one specifically because, or like say like anxiety, or say you're dealing with loss or whatever. They show like some of the scriptures that talk about those things, and so then you can refer to them, get more context, and it's just more of like a guided Bible, which is what I needed because seeing it was just very overwhelming, and like thinking of reading it was like, well, where do I start? So just doing it when it feels right is kind of like what's been working for me currently, and I've actually really been enjoying it and looking forward to it. Also, I bought a new mirror for in here. I'm really excited about it. It's this like wooden arch mirror. It's right there. Let me see if I can show you. Do you see? Isn't she cute? And the top of it arches. But I am brainstorming what to do with this room. I need something different in here. I want this to be a little bit more of a usable space than just sit here and film a tutorial kind of thing. So I got a new mirror. I got a new clothing rack that's not chrome. I'm so over chrome. And then I got a new, everything's really cheap, by the way. I got a new bench to sit on that's just a little bit more vibey. And this one squeaks all the time, so I feel like it always sounds like I'm like farting or something, and I'm not. It's just the bench. So I got a new bench. We'll see if it's cute. It's downstairs. I need to assemble it. Maybe I'll do like a room makeover vlog if that's something that you are interested in. I'm gonna go in with eye primer if I can find my paint pot. Here it is. This is the Painterly Paint Pot from MAC, one of my favorites. Ooh, I need to brush through my extensions. I find that I've been liking this way of doing it instead of just applying it with my finger, because if I use my finger, I feel like I end up putting on way too much. Rolling back to the whole garden talk, please give me your tips, especially, actually mainly if you live in a climate like I do. I live in Indiana, I live in Northwest Indiana, which is about 45 minutes from Chicago. So if you live in like any Midwestern state, and you have, oh damn it, why did I just do that? Hold on, I was not thinking when I applied this. I just applied like a chunk of powder and that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so next for eyeshadow, I got this in the mail and I was so excited. I feel like I kind of fell out of love with Anastasia's products for a couple years there. They started just really launching like just stuff that was not my vibe. Everything was very colorful. Everything was very just like, and it was very rapid stuff. It gave like almost like a ColourPop feel. Love me some ColourPop, but like the constant launches of like Star Wars and SpongeBob and just like all this stuff. It was like, I'm never going to use this. And it kind of, I personally feel, just made makeup not fun anymore. Because it was just like new launches all the time instead of like, again, that whole like delayed gratification thing. It was like we're constantly being stimulated with all of these makeup products. It was just too much. I don't know. Anastasia started to do that for a little bit, and I think it was because of that whole like demand of like new, bigger, better, but then it just became so much. So I kind of fell out of love with Anastasia for quite a while, but they haven't really launched much, except what they have launched has been good shit. And I've been really, really thrilled with the stuff that they've come out with. So for instance, they came out with the cream bronzer, they came out with lip liners, lipsticks, just good core classic products that just get me going. So they came out with this palette, which is a little bit more than just basic, but it gives that classic Anastasia feel. I love this. I think it's beautiful. This is the packaging. This is the Nouveau Palette. This kind of feels like a hard linen. It's actually the same sort of feeling as this table that I have back here. It's like almost like a plastery linen sort of feel. And then the inside is very beautiful. Look at all of these just fun, fresh, neutral but colorful colors. It made me smile and gave me that old school feel. It's kind of like how MAC makes me feel, just that old school vibe. That's what I got when I saw like all of the new stuff that they were coming out with. So I'm gonna use this palette. I'm excited about it. I'm gonna start actually with a Smith brush. This is a Smith 237 brush, and I'm gonna pick up Fleur and start applying it onto my eyes. I actually have no idea what look I wanna do. We're just gonna play. No rhyme or reason today. Okay, that's really pretty. A nice, like, almost like a rosy toned base color for my skin tone. You know what else I struggle with? I love how this is just me complaining. I'm not trying to complain. I'm honestly just trying to like tell you where my mindset's been at, just so that you can kind of get an update on where I've been, because I haven't really been on here that much. And also anytime I share these sort of things, I'm honestly shocked at the influx of DMs I get from you guys saying that you feel the same way. And so that's part of why I'm just saying all this stuff. But the other thing is that with this being my career, I've struggled with wanting to share, but then also wanting to be so private. It's like I don't want to share a lot of my relationship online, and like, but then part of me is like, oh, I would love if you could like see me and Ruben like hang out and like see our life and see my home, and like I love sharing that stuff. But then the other part of me is like, oh, I love that so much, I want to keep it so close to my heart and keep it private. So it's this really weird like balance that I think I've done a decent job at, but then I always feel one way or the other. I either feel like, oh, I just shared way too much, or, oh, I'm not sharing enough. So, yeah. Another little thing that I'm thinking of. And all of these obviously are very surface. They're not, I mean, they mean a lot to me, but I understand that there's a lot going on in the world. And so I'm obviously not sharing like super deep shit that's like the most important thing in the world. I don't actually like talking about anything like that because, again, I want this to be an escape, but I want things also to be, I also want to talk about things that could help you, I guess, or just make you not feel alone. I don't know. What do I want to put on my eyes next? I want to switch to, I'm going to do a Fox 2 brush from the Brianna Fox brush set. This one's a little dirty though. Let me just kind of wipe that off because I don't want that color on there. It looks dirty, but nothing's coming off of my hand. I'm gonna go into the color Metro, this shade right here, and I'm gonna start putting this on the outer lid. Oh, that's really pretty. Oh, I love that color. It's like neutral, but has that pinky hue. Very, very pretty. Oh, this brush on the lower lash line is just my jam. It fits so perfectly. I think I'm gonna grab a teeny tiny little baby brush. This is a rougher number 29, and I'm gonna go into the color Muse, which is this dark color. It's got a shimmer to it, so we'll see how this goes. Ooh, I don't know. This isn't going the way I wanted it to. I'm gonna try to go in with this. This is a Makeup Forever eyeliner pencil in brown. I'm gonna line the outer area and then go in with this brush and smudge it. We're gonna need to soften this. Okay, I'm just creating like a little mini wing with this brush. Okay, all three of these look gorgeous. Thinking these two, a little mix-a-rooney dooney. I'm gonna take Lily and pop that on my lid. Very, very pretty. And then I'm taking the color Wings, which is this shade here, that green shade, and I'm popping it just on the inner part of the lid. I'm gonna go into the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara and apply this on my lashes. Okay, I'm going in with these lashes. These are, I believe, the 422s from Ardell, and there's a little dog hair stuck in here, so I'm trying to get it out. Right, the lashes are on. I really love them. It's just like half lashes. I cut them up. They were the 422s, I think, from Ardell. You just look nice and wispy when you cut them up and place them how you want. So now for the lips, I'm gonna go into Warm Taupe from Anastasia. What's really strange about these lip liners is look at the color of the pencil and then look at the color on the bottom. That's very misleading. So don't pay attention to this because that literally means nothing with the pencil itself. But this is like, if you look at just this, it's like a nice true like taupey color. So I'm gonna line and overline my lips with this. These are hands down probably some of my favorite lip pencils. The formula of this is just perfect. It is like drier like a normal pencil, but creamier like a creamy pencil, but mixed together. And now for my lipstick, I cannot wait to try this. This is from Juvia's Place. It's in the color Nubian Sand. I saw this and it reminded me of one of my favorite lipsticks ever. So I'll show you this first and then I'll show you what it reminds me of. Packaging of this is just glorious. I love it. And this is the color. So this reminds me so much of More Creamer Please from the Desi X Katie collection with Dose of Colors. This is one of my favorite lipsticks of all time. I think this one's actually a little bit deeper than this, but look at them both next to each other. I feel like they look so similar. Now that I'm seeing it up close, this is a little bit warmer and this seems a little bit cooler. Let me swatch them on the back of my hand so you can see. This is Juvia's Place. This is More Creamer Please. Okay, they're a little different. When I saw it, it made me think of it, but this is one of my favorite lipsticks and you can't buy it anymore. So I'm trying to I just ration it, but I do think that this will be perfect. So I'm just going to tap this on. Ooh, this is creamy. I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of lip gloss. I think I'm gonna go in with this color. It's called Peachy from Anastasia. I don't like it. Why did it make it like gold? Okay, this one seems to be working the best. This is Amber Sparkle lip gloss. It's a little more gold than I wanted, but honestly, it's just gonna have to work right now because I cannot find the exact color that I'm wanting. I feel very frosty. I feel like my lips and my eyes match. This is not really the vibe I was going for today, but here we are. I kind of want to add like a pink to this or something. Adding this random blush. This is a Rare Beauty blush in Nearly Rose. I need some pink in my lips. There we go. Okay, I'm done messing with my makeup. This is the look. It was not at all what I was planning on doing. I was just playing around. I feel like up close I really wasn't vibing with it, but now that I'm far away, I think with my shirt, it's making me feel real summery. I actually kind of like it. When I was looking up close, I was like, I don't know. But I love everything about this face makeup, especially. I feel really glowy and radiant, but I don't feel greasy. I think that because I have more oily skin, I can tend to not want to, I mean, I use a lot of dewy products, but then I always set the shit out of it. And I kind of did that today anyways, but I think with this little powder puff, it just worked really well with my skin. And I think that little moisturizer primer stuff from Rephr paired with that bougie ass foundation, I don't know, I'm just really loving my face makeup. I am loving the eyeshadow and lip now that I like pulled back. I was like all up close to the mirror and like had it really zoomed in, and I was like, I don't know if I'm like really vibing with this, but I don't know. I feel really summery. This was a nice little summery little chit chat, a nice little summery look. So I hope you guys liked this. I hope you enjoyed catching up. I'm so glad I refilmed this because I kind of still felt like in my head last week about like what I should be doing, and I don't really know, as you know, like I don't know how to say what I'm feeling, but yeah, just thanks for listening. Thanks for sitting here and watching me do my makeup, or if you sat and did your makeup too, I hope you had fun. Thank you for just watching my videos and sticking around and sticking through all of my many changes and ebbs and flows. I mean, I've been doing this now for a little under 10 years, so I just appreciate you going through all of the ebbs and flows with me. I started this when I was, I think 20 or 21. So I just feel like a whole new person from when I first began. And I've gone through times where I'm on here all the time and then times where I really pull back and just take a minute. And I just appreciate you guys that have stuck with me throughout that time. And also if you've reached out and let me know your story, and you know, if you guys are going through similar things, I really appreciate when you reach out to me and we can chit chat. I've actually talked with a lot of you guys over on Instagram. And it just feels good to know that I'm not alone in this, but I do know that this is a good thing. These sort of shifts in our lives and these times where we go through almost like unknown or uncomfortable times, I think that it's a good thing and there's always a positive on the end. So I just appreciate you guys just sticking around. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. I will see you soon. I hope you're having a great day. I will see you in the next video. Bye.